Welcome to Some Awesome Games, good looking people. I'm Rob. Today we're going to check out Rare Replay and answer the question, is it worth your time and money? What is Rare Replay? It's basically a collection of 30 games by the developers Rare for the Xbox One. Now, if you've never played any of these games, you should probably definitely pick this up. If you've played these games or owned them previously and want to play them again, this is a great way to go about it. So we've got 30 games in there. A kind of random scattering of early games, all the way up to Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. So the all Banjo Kazooie games here. You've got Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Viva Pinata, Perfect Dark Zero, Cameo, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Sure, why not? If you want to play that one. Perfect Dark. Just a ton of games, and then we go into Battletoads, of course. The great thing about this game is if you want to beat Battletoads, this will make life a lot easier. I'll explain why in a little bit. But a whole bunch of old arcade games that you can play. Some of them are pretty difficult. Some of them I still have no idea what the heck I am doing in them. But the more games you play, you get these stamps. These stamps you collect. There's like 330 stamps you can get. You actually start unlocking basically documentaries and stuff. So if you're one of those people like me, this is what got me really excited about this pack when we started up. I didn't have too much interest in it. I got all the games, like Perfect Dark, Banjo Tooie and all that. I own them all on other consoles. So I'm happy I can play them anytime. Got Battletoads and Sega. But then, when I fired this up and had this Rare revealed, this is where this is what I like. You got the making of Banjo Kazooie and stuff. But you have to play the games. You have to earn these stamps to unlock these making ofs, which I think is a great idea. Like this is what sold me on. This is what's keeping me playing, because like I want to play these games when I get the time, because I've already played through them before. It's kind of like, oh, this is a nice little incentive. This is a nice reward worthy of time, because like if I'm gonna play through them again, I love these games like Banjo Kazooie. When I saw there was like a making of Banjo Kazooie, I was like, oh man, I gotta get the stamps. I gotta get there and unlock these things, as many as I can. So I'm actually playing this. Like, it's actually encouraged me to play the games. Some that I didn't even think about playing, like some of the arcade games, I was kind of looking at them, I was like, But now I was like, you know what, I want to play it. I want to get the stamps. I want to try and play these. And they're presented well. Like the old arcade games, I like the way they're presented. We got these set by name. Let's go by release date here. So for instance, we'll fire up an old arcade game here and have a quick suss out of it. So you get these little borders you'll see. Let's go with... We'll go with this one. We'll go with Gunfight. I like this one. You play like a sheriff, you gotta track down bad guys. They give you these borders, so if you've ever played like a game with an emulator, you get these borders. So you can see we're 75% of the way through this game with the milestones. You get these milestones. So these are your stamps. Over time, spend 5 minutes on horseback, so it's 75% of the way. Beat all 20 jewels in the game over time. I'm going to be honest, I still haven't even won one of the jewels. They're old games. Old games are hard games. So we'll start this up. We'll have a quick little play of it. We've got to shoot money bags. I like this one. And some of the other ones are pretty good. Some, like, I still don't really know what I'm doing. They're quite difficult. Even this one, I don't really know what I'm doing. Even with the instructions, I'm still kind of pathetic. So basically, you're a sheriff, ready to rumble. Don't shoot the people, though. That's bad. So you gotta try and find these outlaws. We've got Buffalo Bill here. There's a horse usually down here. There's a horse. So you can ride a horse. Yeah, so that'll go towards my milestone. The longer we spend on the horse, I don't know how long it lasts, maybe like 20 seconds or something. That'll go towards my milestone. Give me some stamps. But you can see the border that we have, like the old emulator border with the little gun there and stuff. That looks great for these old arcade games. I'm totally cool with that, because that is usually how you see them in the arcade anyway. They've got like a border around them on the screen and that. But it's games such as, say, Conker's Bad Fur Day, where it stands out as an annoyance. So if you hold down the menu button, even with newer games, you can hold it down and it'll bring you up to this Rare Replay menu. So I don't mind the borders like that. That's totally cool. This is very nitpicky, but I find it incredibly distracting in, say, Banjo Kazooie. Actually, no, Banjo Kazooie I think is fine. As long as Bad Fur Day that has one. We'll suss out Banjo Kazooie's. From memory, I think it's fine. you don't get that annoying border. You might, but from memory, I think this one was perfectly fine. They must have taken this from the Xbox Live thing. This is another annoyance of mine. When you load up these games, such as Banjo Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark, it goes to Xbox 360 like this, and it loads up this emulator type dealio and logs you into your Xbox 360, and then it fires up Xbox Live Arcade. It can be very long. It's quite a bit of a pain sometimes. So you can see this one was fine. Fits the screen perfectly there. There's nothing wrong with that. This is how I want to play Banjo Kazooie, right? This looks great. But apparently I decided to have another console. Makes sense to that. So that's great. So we'll bring up the pause menu. We get the rare replay menu here. We can continue our game and stuff. That looked fine. Conker's Bad Fur Day doesn't have that. It has one of the borders. It's not been tailored to widescreen. And it kind of looks a bit crummy. It looks a bit like... I don't want to play it like this. I really don't. As you see, we're loading up rare replay again. Yes, we haven't played Banjo Kazooie yet. We're gonna get through that. So I was playing the games that I haven't played yet. So Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't like this. This is one I don't like. Love the game, but this setup is not great. Hold it, there's crude humor and stuff in it. So I found that border I find distracting, especially with a game like Conker's, where you're gonna be seeing, like, it doesn't look great, does it? The game already, compared to Banjo looks awesome. This one, not so much. Especially if you're afraid of screen burn, say you've got a monitor or a television that is prone to screen burn, where you shouldn't have stuff like this on the borders, you're not gonna want to sit down for, like, say, I don't know, 4 hours and play this, and then turn off your TV and be like, great, now I've got Conker's face burned onto the side of my screen here. So that's one of my annoyances. The arcade ones I don't mind, because you're never really gonna kind of sit down and play them for long periods of time. They're kind of like let's have a quick game of this, let's have a quick game of that. So this is my disappointment. This is the game I was really psyched to play, and then just disappointment right there. That made me sad to see. But they've got some other cool stuff besides the borders for the old arcade games and that situation there. You can actually rewind. So say for Battletoads here, there's a rewind mechanic for these old arcade games. Like, this isn't an arcade game. Actually, they do have Battletoads Arcade in here. You can play that. But you can rewind. So if things go wrong, you can do this. Rewind. So you can see, oh, this is the level we're up to. So this is where we've gotten up to so far. I couldn't get past this one. You're jumping on a board, dodging things like a crazy man. If I take another hit, I'm dead. Oh, I died. Rewind. Bum, bum, bum. So if you couldn't get through Battletoads, like, if you don't have Jedi reflexes and couldn't beat the original Battletoads, now... Oh, thanks a lot, Log. Thanks a lot. Now you can. Now you can get through it. You're like, oh man, I died. That's okay. Adjust. Ah, I got it again. I'll go down this time. See? Just like that is a pretty cool feature. That I like. And you can save and load and stuff. Handy stuff. So you can, like, save point there, load an old game. That's pretty sweet. They also have the last thing I want to talk about, besides all the fancy documentaries they got and the great collection of games they got in here, they have these snapshots, which are pretty fun. They're like little challenges within certain games. Old games, unfortunately. I was hoping for, like, I don't know, some Banjo Kazooie collectathon thing. But old games here. So if we take, we'll go with Battletoads, why not? You get these little challenges. So these will get you stamps. You'll unlock stamps. And then you can unlock more documentaries and more secret things like that in the Rare Revealed. But here, so for instance, here we have, it's a Toad's worst nightmare, survive for 45 seconds in an endless turbo tunnel. You can see we got to 49 seconds. And then you'll get a stamp. So these are little like, kind of, they got leaderboards and stuff, so they're pretty cool. This is, I like these. This is fun, but I just wish there was more modern games in here. Something more than just the arcade ones. This seems kind of simplistic. But like I said, it's addictive. I played this for ages. Just doing this. Getting on the bikes. The impossible bikes. Oops, careful man, careful. Gotta get the jumps going. See, it's pretty cool. There we go, get through here. Alright, what's next? I'm ready for you. Oh, I jumped too soon. There we go. See, we would have got the time if we made that jump and then didn't screw up. 35 seconds. So a very awesome collection of games. I highly recommend this if you're a fan of Rare, or especially if you're a fan of Rare, because like I said, those documentaries are sweet. They're like 10 minutes, 15 minutes each or so. Nice little watch, especially if you're a big fan and want to learn a little bit more from the developers. Never play these games, definitely get it, because these games are great. Like, most of them are pretty great. They're not all winners. There are games missing for obvious reasons. I mean, they don't have GoldenEye on here, one of Rare's biggest games ever. Mainly, I'm guessing because 007 licensing, and then Sony owns 007. Probably a bit difficult to get on there, probably would have cost a little bit extra. I'm hoping they can bring it in DLC. I would love to play GoldenEye again with a new controller. Also, Donkey Kong. Rare made Donkey Kong Country games, Donkey Kong 64. Obvious reason why that is not on a Microsoft console. So, it's not a complete package. It's not like the end all of Rare games. It's like, oh yes, you gotta get that. That is like the greatest Rare games ever. It's not. It is missing stuff, and it's for obvious reasons, which is a shame, because I would have loved, if this was on the Wii or something, on the Wii U, you probably would have had those extra games, and you'd probably be like, alright, this is a complete collection. Right now, this is a great collection, but it is far... I mean, they've got way more games made than 30. But, like, games that you want to play made by Rare, it's not a complete collection without those other ones. Oh, don't be an ass. Don't be that guy. I can't swim, man. What's wrong with these guys? I hate them all already.